Well, we were saying about frightening vodka-fueled driving is what everybody perceives to be going on in Russia. And you spent weeks of just sort of radio blackout where nobody knew where you were or anything like that. I mean, what was going on during those times?
I was in Siberia on farms and just wandering around lost, getting lost, and there's no electricity. And the last thing in my mind was telephone and sending emails. I take photographs and I'm just wandering around all over. One place I was going, I'd just come up from border of Siberia, border of Mongolia, I think. And I'm coming up north then, and I know when I get to Barnaul, Novosibirsk, I have to turn left.
That's where you turn left in.
It's like wrestling with a big fat woman. I don't know if I've ever wrestled with a big fat woman, but it's saying.
Well, don't they normally put up a struggle?
Where were I? Oh, Russia. You see, is this in English or Russian, this language on here?
I don't know.
Novosibirsk. Where's Novosibirsk? Is that?
No,
there. Right, this Novosibirsk here. Are you looking, camera? Yeah? Not yet, if you can look it. Dancing. Right, I just come down here, whichever country this. Oh, it one that stands. Kazakhstan, they won't let me in. So I'm coming back up, a bit fed up, to Novosibirsk here. And I know when I get there I have to turn left. And I'm coming up here and I saw a road disappearing into wilderness, going that way. I've just come from that way, but not on the same road. So I thought, I'll have a look up there. So I carries on, and 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, I haven't seen out. And I thought, I must even go on petrol, but I was full when I left. I always make sure of that. And then, so I'm riding on, and I see a bloke in the corner of a field, rolling rough track. And I said to him, in my best Russian, gasoline, benzene, petrol, pss, pss. And no, 200 kilometer, road, river, no, go petrol, that way. And I just said, oh bloody hell, I have to go back. And the man says, oh, you've come from England. I said, but you're English. He said, I come from Devon. I said, well, you've gone far enough away, haven't you? I said, oh, it's a bit bad in Devon. I said, but you've come far enough. I said, what are you doing here? He says, I came 17 years ago to Novosibirsk. I'm an agricultural contractor, and I met a young lady and fell in love, and then I went back and stopped here, and this is my farm. So I stopped there about 3 days with him. Anyway, please, he said it's first bloke he's seen on a motorbike going on that track, and first bloke from England. So I've got his cousin's address in England, and when I get self sorted out, I'm going to go. And I've got his name and everything. So that were a good do. So then I went back up and carried on. But that's things you meet, you see. If you had a GPS, all these with GPSs, they're like damn sheep. They go from one waypoint to another and don't sit out. Don't get lost. So that when you get lost, you meet right good people asking. And everybody wants to talk to you, or take you home, show the friends that they found you. And you meet people all the time. And that's why it's taken me 14 years. I mean, if I'd have had any time, I could have still been travelling. I want to see now. I have to go back. I only came back because I was in a hurry to do it in 14 years. So that's what it's all about. So I see all these people all the time. You know, it's just good.
Yeah.
You know, and I've people all around the world. I think about most on one session when I've answered my emails. There's people from 30 different countries send me emails. So although I have friends in Kazakhstan, Mongolia, everywhere. But I couldn't get to see them in Kazakhstan. I'll read about this time. And in Mongolia. On Lake Baikal, there's people called Borats. They like... Oh, excuse me. That's a Borat. And the Borats come from Mongolia, but have settled in Russia hundreds and hundreds of years ago, and a lot of them are on Lake Baikal, and you can tell because they're like that, and eyes like a Chinaman, nearly, and very nice people, and they're very good. So I met people like that there. So I meet a lot of good, different people, and all the time.
There must have been some times though, because I mean, you worked your way round in effect to get
food.
But there must have been times when you felt, oh, this is just too much of a struggle. This is too much hard work. I so wish I was home and just resolved of all this hassle and that sort of thing. Did situations like that arise?
Never. Never ever. The worst place I've ever been in the 14 years for the weather conditions is Blackshaw, where I live.
So you're well hardened to the realities.
Hello, lovely. Hello, oh, that's it. No, I've never, because if I had to stop in cities, do me head in.
Yeah.
I'm just like if you catch a little rabbit, wild rabbit, and fetch it home, put it in a cage, it'll die. If you fetch it a wild animal, it'll die. And that's what I'm like when I'm in a city. If I'm there for any length of time, I was in Sao Paulo, 19.5 million in Sao Paulo. The population of all Australia is only 19.5 million. I was there 6 weeks in Sao Paulo. You know, it did me head in.
Why were you there so long?
Because I wanted my head doing in. So I thought, what shall I do? Stop in Sao Paulo and do my head in. And then I'll appreciate going out. No, I was with people who wanted to see me, television people, magazines. So I had to stay there because I'd never find my way back where I had to go to. So I stopped there. It was all right, but it was long enough. You know, I don't like big cities and things like that. And big cities, there's a lot of bad people, but there's a lot of good. Yet anywhere in the world, I've never found, in the countryside, I've never found any bad people. They're all very good. No one's not after you. They're not begging. They'll give you half the food, everything. That's the biggest trouble I have, is these countries where they give me things, I don't want them, but they get so sad if I don't accept. Now then, if it's a girl or paper or child that gives me anything, that's at home. But sometimes they give me clothes or Wellingtons and I haven't room for them, but I have to have them, or else I feel so bad. So what I do, I wait till I see a poor person. I'm riding my motorbike and I stop, and the most gratefulest man was a man in Siberia, I should think about 45, who were walking with all boots and his socks was hanging out. Well, he had no socks. I thought it was socks, but his dirty feet. And it was walking very bad. And I had some Wellingtons that had been given in Canada. So I don't throw anything away. So I stopped, got my... And I,
where was this, sorry?
Russia, in Siberia.
So you brought these old wellies all that way?
Oh yeah.
To find somebody who...
Yeah, and then I'm coming across Siberia, this bloke, he was walking very bad, and I take 11s and 12s, so I know they'll fit him. He could pack them with grass, or all like that, couldn't he? So I stopped, and I went over to him, and I got my, and I gestured. So his boots slipped on, and he put them. So he was right. Now that'll last him all his life. Because when he wears the bottom out, all he do then is get an old tyre and sew it to the bottom. So, and uppers are all right. So then will last him. So he were right. Now, that's good.
Well, I noticed when you came up just after you got back, the next day, and you wanted an adapter for for your internet machine.
Oh yeah, it's got hour done.
Well, I know. We were both talked about it afterwards. It was really curious. You wrote on a name, and is that what you do with everything that somebody gives you?
Yeah. I've got everything. I've got a cat that an old man gave me.
A cat?
Yeah, it's a pop cat, like they have in, no, not really, like they have in Russia, and he gave me that enormous risk. It's back up in my bedroom now, and it's got his name on, and when I give it, it will give it me. There. I've lots of things. I've a little book, for a child's book, that a little girl about that big gave me in Russia. That's back there, with a little girl's name in. I know exactly where she lived, but I don't have to, I couldn't tell you. I must have a little confession to make. This is on camera, isn't it? I've ordered a GPS.
Oh no!
Because this is going to be the worst part of... No, when I'm travelling, I don't care where I go. Don't make a difference.
You'll enter the Grand Prix sheep.
I know, but...
The Grand Prix for sheep, like everybody else will, don't you?
All these people who's been so good to me, they've no telephone, they've nothing, and I want to find them again. Now, I know where they are, because when I come out, I buy a map, and then I put it, that's where they live, in no town, but near there, so I can do like that, I can learn GPS, and I can find it, go to it, because there's no point in ringing, there's no phone, there's nothing. So then I have to, this is why it'll be a bit difficult going backwards round. I have to find these people. In civilised places, well, not civilised because they're more civilised than others, in the places in the wilderness, that's where I want to go and see. The other people I can contact. Oh, of course I'll go and see them. The Russian people are sending me emails all the time, from Moscow to Magadan, all the time wanting me to go back. Really? So, and in Mongolia and Kazakhstan.
Do you like the people in Russia?
Yeah, I like everybody.
You like everywhere you went, everybody's lovely?
Perfect, no trouble.
Away from the cities?
Yeah, away from the cities. You get away from the cities, they're right. No trouble, ever.
I thought you had a bit of trouble in Africa with some bandits on one.
Oh yeah, but they only wanted to rob me. But I turned it round. I tried to pinch his sandals. And I tried to swap him for my boots, because I was sweating like hell. And I said to this bloke with AK-47 who were trying to rob me. And I says, so yeah. Me? No. They won't do it. You know, but that, so after it, you know, because I smile to them all the time. You know.
So did you have any bother from, you know, any kind of bandit crime? You said you got robbed in Egypt?
In Egypt, in the hotel. But that were...
so never from a tent?
No, never from a tent, no.
You got robbed from a hotel?
It were a dodgy hotel. I could tell you, that's another on the you see all these, when me and you go on the programme, it took me more than 1 hour to tell you about the robbery. 1 hour, Howard. That's just that. And I can tell you over an hour about the hotel and where I stayed. All the time. And you know, and people are glued to it. And that's why it's important to do the phone-in on the Friday. Because the people want to know more, and I won't have enough time to tell them. So all the people around the world can phone in, and if they can't get through, the questions they wanted to ask, someone else has asked it. So they think, that's what they did. You see?
But the whole episode is just one huge, massive, engaging story with tremendous depth at every point all the way through of these tremendous experiences,
yes,
which are so far removed from everybody else's on the planet. But I mean, are you aware of anybody else who's undertaken this level of adventure on their own on one bike?
No one in the world has ever come anywhere close to doing what I've done at 14 years, nearly 70. I mean, I was only a lad when I set off. I was only 57. I was only a bit of a kid. Yeah. But now at 70. You see.
I remember you saying to me at the garage, you saying, "Are you going to do what?" And you said, "Well, I've got to do it while I'm still young." And I said, "How old are you?" You said, 57.
Well, you see. So that's it.
Yeah.
But I keep trying to keep myself fit. I don't smoke them silly damn cigarettes.
No.
Beer, I have an odd now and again. last time I had one, I think, was 6 weeks ago. I drink a lot of water, I make butties, sandwiches. In the mornings now, after 14 years, I'm so excited. In the morning, every morning, I can't eat, don't want to eat, just want to set off.
Really?
Yeah, 7 o'clock in the morning, tent down, ready for off. So I'm off, going steady, and it takes me a long time because if I see anything, I'll stop. I'll go look at cows, horses, old vehicles, old bridges, a road. I think I'll go that, see where that goes to, and things like that. About 11 o'clock, I'll start feeling a bit peckish. So then I have I always have a plastic container that I put a loaf in, and then it don't get crushed. If normally it doesn't last long enough to go green, but if I do find a bit of old bread somewhere that's green, I scrape it and eat it. So I have my brown sliced bread, I have peanut butter, and if I can get bananas, all I do is put my peanut butter on, a banana, peel it, cut it in half, put it on and crush it, and eat that with some water, and that's good. I might have 2 or 3 of them, and that's good. And then I carry on, and then about 4 or 5 o'clock, if I'm ready to put my tent up somewhere, before I put my tent up, because I'll be getting hungry, I have my bread again, and then I have sardines all over my bike, everywhere. So then, sardines in tomato sauce, so I make sandwiches out of them, just brown bread, sardines on, eat them, and then we'll take 2 slices to mop the tin up at sardines, and when I finish mopping it, you can see a face in bottom. There's not a drop of tomato sauce left on it. But then I do mix them with tomato sardines in oil, and I think now and again, because I think my bike needs oil in it, I think I need some oil. So I mop that up, and I can see my face at bottom. So that's it, and then that's mainly what I eat. And tins of beans if I can get them.
What's that there?
That's a snake.
Is it?
That's a snake, right. Yeah. It's one of those Holmes snakes.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is that you, Elliot? Are you wanting something?
Yeah.
This is... Elliot wasn't here when I set off.
He's 11.
He's 11?
Yeah. Come and say hello, Elliot.
Now then, my friend was called Elliot.
Was he?
Yeah, Elliot Ness.
Elliot Ness?
Did you know? Hello, Elliot. Did you know Elliot Ness?
No.
A good, famous... he did Al Capone, a big series.
Oh, right.
Elliot Ness, American
actor.
Actor, very good.
Yeah. It's not him.
No, we're older.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, how far have we got? How far have we got then?
How far have we got?
Yeah.
Well, we're saying about bread and sardines.
Oh, that's it.
Bread and sardines.
Yeah, so that's it. But of course, when I'm with these people, I eat whatever they do.
Yeah.
Whatever they eat, it's all right with me.
Roughly, were you sort of guesting with people most of the time, or were you mostly in a tent?
Just depends. South America in tent mostly. In USA and Canada with people mostly. But in Alaska I was with my tent and things like that. Very nimble on their feet, aren't they?
Yeah, well they have to be when they're around.
Yeah, that's it, you know. It varies. I mean, I was in snow in my tent in Germany at the big motorbike meeting. They couldn't understand it. You know, but it's right. You know, and all I have is the cheapest equipment you can get.
Really?
Yeah, I don't have anything good. When it's cold, I just put supermarket bags on my feet. Cheapest, my tent, my sleeping bag, I bought in Alice Springs, and it's for +5, and I'm in -30. So, you know, things like that.
Where were you in -30? Siberia or
Oh
something?
no, I rode it at 35 below from Vancouver up to Banff in Rockies. But you don't feel Hell, I could. You,
No, I could.
no, yeah,
I
yeah,
could, only
yeah,
just.
yeah. And you don't, when it's so cold, it's dry. And it doesn't feel bad, Howard. You feel where there's bare skin here, it feels if you've been to the dentist and had a filling, you know, but rest of it's right. I mean, sometimes you have to stop and put your hands on exhaust, but to warm up a bit, but you have to remember to take gloves off or else it burns them. And then you're right. But as I say, Worcester's up Blackshire. That driving rain and cold and verge of ice.
It's not as bad as Blackshore, is it?
Note, if you can live up there, you can live anywhere in the world. Yeah, it's wild. It is wild.
Right. I mean, in summertime, the hail is horizontal, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's that's why they put them wind generators up, because it never goes down, it always goes up.
I thought they created the wind up there.
No, that's me.
I thought they spin really fast to make the wind.
Well, actually, when they get me there, when there's no wind, they get me to eat beans and go and stand next to them, and then I whip them round. Yeah. So
where was? Did you have any? You're on two wheels. You're on a motorbike.
Yeah.
You feel pretty vulnerable in this country on a motorbike. When the day you came back,
yeah.
they were telling lorries not to go onto the M62. Because of
Excuse
snow.
me, I think
But
this is
you
my,
were driving.
I think this is my dear wife. How did it work? What? Hello? Is that telephone speaking? Judith, yesterday. Speak to me, telephone. Yeah? Oh yeah, Steve. Motorcycle news. I'm alright, Steve. How are you, lad?
What's been motorcycle news doing?
They're after me.
They're after you.
Yeah, I thought, they won't give me no brass, but I thought it goes out all over. And it's good publicity.
Yeah.
Because I want to get on to this Jeremy Clarkson show.
Yeah, well, they don't like motorbikes.
No, that's what I want to get right.
Right.
I want to get onto it because all the people around the world watch it, and if I get on that, they'll be suited. But no, it'll just Clarkson. I'll just tell him he wants to get a rate machine. You don't need four wheels. Two will do. And I think I could wind him up a bit. Instead of playing with four wheels, lad. They're alright when you get old, but. So that's it. So it's Peterborough on the 19th.
Peterborough.
Is it? Is that where?
That's just off the A1.
Well, that's what I said. Yeah.
So what they're doing, story.
Story.
Yeah.
But they did one. There's done a few. They did one when I were in Burley, so capped. There's done a few of motorcycle news up and down, but the editor has wanted me. But I met one lad. One of their overseas, well, he's an English lad who does all racing bikes. I met him in Salt Lake City, Michael Guy, and I've been very friendly with him. And he just couldn't bloody understand me in Salt Lake City in 2009. I saw him again in 2012 in Spain at World Superbikes. He's just jaw dropped when he saw me on my bike. He says, "Have you come off again?" I haven't got home yet. He said, "You haven't got home yet." He stopped everything. All the journalists who were doing the racing just stopped when they knew about me and all came to me. And I'm dressed like, and they said, "Where are you staying?" I said, "Well, you won't tell anybody, will you?" "No. I can car park in my tent behind wagons." They thought, all the rest were in big hotels and stuff. But me, at 70, is in my tent behind in wagon car park behind a wagon. And they said, "Well, are you alright?" I said, "Perfect." I said, "There's showers for wagon drivers?" I said, "Right, perfect." And I said, "Talk to all wagon drivers." They're all wagon drivers for the team because they all do know they're right posh, they're right suited with me. So that's it. So I'll go down there with bike.
You're taking your bike down?
Yeah, they'll want it like I did a big one with Italy. Oh no, this is why no Spain. I did a big one in Spain, and glossy and everything. And then I'm well known in South America, But then all of a sudden, I'm flooded with emails from South America and Central America. I thought, I wonder why this is. And I twigged it. The biggest motorcycle magazine in Spain, they get it in South America, because it's Spanish. So then all these bikers read it. There's pages and pages of it in different months of this magazine. I'm still on road. So then they all email me, because I thought I'd be dead by now, or home and in my allotment. And I'm in Spain, not got home. So that's why they're coming all from there now.
Talking of bike events, you went to the Daytona Bike Week.
Yeah.
Right early on, didn't you?
Oh yeah. I'm in Daytona. I've magazines. I've a box like that full of newspapers with me in it, and magazines full of them that I've sent everything, all magazines, most of them they've sent and got home, you know, and newspapers with me in all over in different languages. But that's why if I get to this motorcycle news, it goes all over, and it must be good if they do it right. They were all over, because they get a lot of money off BMW with these here 2 film actors acting as if they're going, because that's all they do is bloody acting. But I'm absolutely real. There's no farting about. And you see, you know, when you photograph me and they photograph me, and television were there, that could have been better. Coming back in a bloody snow, where even the good ones at Motor Show at Blackpool on cars. And these who do what I do went in cars. They could not understand me setting off going on M62. They said, but you can't. So it's no. I said, right. I said, well, bloody worse at Blackshire where I live. And they could, and that were perfect, wasn't it, Howard? Yeah. And I liked that I don't care what weather's like, I just go. Yeah. You know, and coming back, and when you came in, and then you put them on Google, Facebook thing. Did you have phone? They're perfect, aren't they? Absolutely perfect. I mean, coming in, and people say to me, well, don't you mind riding in snow? I said, no, it's good. I said, I can tell where I've been when I'm trying to get back again, because my tracks are there. And I just laugh, you know, I really should be about 25 how I am, shouldn't I?
Well, yeah.
You know, not 70.
Yeah.
You know, but that's what, if he can do it at 70, I can do it at 45. Yeah. Some of them at 50 think, oh, I'm past it. And I say, well, how old are you? I say, I'm 70. Well, in a few months, 70. Oh. You know, and you know, not over the hill. So, yeah, so I'll go down to them. I'll put my bike, I'll put it in van because it can be snowing doing out. But I'll put all the places on just as it was, and my tattle.
Pop in here on your way and let me take a photograph of it as well, because it'd be nice to drop a few photographs, a few stills of it. Or even have, if you could, so we could just do some panning shots of you driving along on the video. That would be great.
No, I'll have it in a van.
No, you can't get it out of the van. It'd be a bit of a faff, wouldn't it? Well, think on.
Well, if there's salt about, I wash it all off now.
Yeah.
If it's dry, I can. But you could do it van it back. You know, I could just say I'm not a puff.
Yeah.
No, I can't not say that. I'm not a pansy.
Yeah.
But I'm taking it down there, and for a film though.
Yeah, we don't want any photographs getting out of your van, of your bike in the back of a van. People think the whole thing's
fat. Yeah, they will. Yeah, I think.
Park your van outside Vladivostok.
Hey, Christ, I could keep you going. So I'm in this town. Is it still going?
Yeah.
So it's in this town, miles from here, completely lost. So what I do, I can do it this better. Russia here. So Vladivostok, I get here, and I know I'm going north. So I go north and north, but I don't know which way to go east. West. West.
Yeah.
West. So I get up, and I get to a place, and it's called Novosibirsk? No. Avaros, and one of these funny Russian names. So I ask people where Moscow is, because I know Moscow's over that side. So Moscow? No, Moscow. I said, Kremlin, Khrushchev. Took his shoe off and threw it at Sunday when I was in an interview. No. I said, Kremlin. Kremlin. around Moscow? I said, yeah, Moscow. Ah. So I just used to ask people where Moscow were. Or Moscow. You have to call it Moscow. So and that's all. So you can't get lost because you know it's over that way. So I'm going over, and I thought, bloody hell, I'm in a riverbed. And some policemen. You know, Russians don't talk to policemen, and all policemen normally stop me wanting money. So I go right over to Bobby. I flagged him down. I bet he thought it was his birthday because they could try and get money off me. So I flagged him down, and I said, "Can you tell me where Moscow is?" Moscow? I said, "Moscow, Kremlin, Khrushchev, your capital." Yeah. On here. I said, "But is this river?" He said, "No, road." I said, "You're going to Moscow? I follow you?" No. So they told me which way, but it just looked like a riverbed. That was road. I thought, what a laugh. Been 5 times. It's a normal deal, they just want money. So I always ask them for some, but I never give them any. Anyway, they were Bobby flagging me down, and I thought, oh, I'm not stopping again. So I kept going, and then I looked in my mirror, and the 2 of them jumped in the larder and followed me. I had to turn around, and then they had the blue lights flashing on this larder, and I thought, they can't catch me. So I had to slow down. I felt sorry they were in the larder flat out, trying to catch me. Wheels were wobbling like hell. Anyway, they overtook me, and I'm laughing like hell. If anybody could see me being chased with a bloody larder, and I'm having to slow down, I got into second gear before they passed me. I went down right from top, right into second. So they pulled in front, and they must have been watching an American film, because they both got out to the car, put their hands on the gun. Well, I cracked up laughing, and then they started talking, and they must have known English, and they wanted to summons me. They wanted €100, you know. And I said, "What for?" "You didn't stop." I said, "You didn't tell me to stop." "But you stopped." I said, "You was waving at me." I said, "I waved back at you." He said, "No, that is stop." I said, "No, that is stop. Isn't that stop?" to his mate. "If I did that, would that mean stop?" Yeah. I said, "This is no stop." And we went on that, so finish up, they just went with the ladder back, and I carried on. But it's all in good art, you know.
Well, did you have any motoring incidents? Because I think you got...
got knocked off.
You got knocked off by a lorry twice in a day or something, didn't you?
No, I got in Bulgaria, it was sheet ice on the road, they don't do a wet road, and I slid off my bike, and it was just like ice, didn't do no damage, got up again, and there was ice everywhere. And so I set off again, and the car's sliding all over. And then I saw a wagon come round the corner. I thought, ooh, he looks fast. And he comes round, and that back end of the wagon comes sliding round. And the worst thing about a bike in wet or ice, you can't dodge out of the way or brake. So I just had to leg it down, and the bike slid off. And I could read ply rating on tyres as it went past me bloody... That was bloody close. And that was back end sliding. So then I thought, oh, this is it. So then I got my bike up. I couldn't, there was a bit of a grass verge, but there were bits of old grass, but then there were big gullies down. And they'd be better on grass. Anyway, about a mile further down the road, I thought I'll have to stop somewhere. And there were a car park and a bit of a building with an overhang. So I went there and this was on border, I think this was border in Ukraine and Moldova. And I said to blokes, they were just leaving, and they had like an overhang open, and I said, "Can I sleep here?" Yeah. I said, "Motorbike under?" "Yeah." Because it might snow at night, but it's just freezing like hell. I thought, it's better than my tent. So he said, okay. So I put my bike in, then I started making some sandwiches, and they cleared off. And about 2 hours later, he came back, he said, no, you, no. I thought, oh hell, he won't let me sleep here. And then he said, motorbike in here, motor. So they opened big doors, it was a corn mill, I put my motorbike in. I thought, oh, I can sleep inside. And then you with me. So I went back to his house for 2 days. And then the owner of the corn mill had a big farm, and they went back to their Lord Mayor at local town because, you know, I was a stranger. I mean, riding in on ice and snow. So they looked after me all the time, but I don't go begging after them, you know. I'd have been content on the lean to outside.
Didn't you have another incident with them when you came off your bike or something?
Yeah,
South America.
Yeah,
somewhere?
second day out of Belize in Mexico. Same, a wagon and a car overtook wagon and heading straight for me. So there was some waste ground, so I had to lig the bike down and shoot off, and everything got twitched all over. All plastics got broken off, everything. I dislocated my shoulder, broke some ribs. I think my wrist, did something wrist, and I was fairly bit bad, and everything was twisted and everything. Anyway, I got my bike up again, and I was very. I thought that were it, because there's pains in my side and spitting blood. I thought, ooh, I'm knackered. And then I carried on, and then there was an army check. My arm was all out. I could hardly ride it, and there was an army checkpoint, and I had to stop. And I said, I can't. And anyway, I put Flick's side stand down. I said, help. So I got off, and then I saw accident because it all smashed up. Anyway, wait. Anyway, a medical man came and put my shoulder back in. Plump back in. And then I said, bleed. I thought, damage. So I looked, and it was only my tongue that was split. Cut. I wasn't spitting blood, it was my tongue that was cut. I thought, my tongue was leaking blood. I thought, is that all it is? I'm alright. So then I thought, oh, that's okay. I thought it was knackered, so pain didn't bother. So I put on my email, I went to a good hotel. But there's a lot of story about that. I could do about a month, an hour a week about this incident.
So were you up on your way after that?
Oh yeah, and I had to stop for a week.
Did you?
I had to go into a good hotel.
Did you?
And mend myself. Me and my bike. And then
And your bike was fairly smashed up.
Oh yeah, all twisted. Have you ever driving a bike like that?
Yes.
And it's going forward?
Yes, I have. So I crashed a bike in the Atlas Mountains in Morocco once.
Oh, you didn't tell me you did a bike, huh?
Ah!
Oh, you little tinker.
Well, I stopped at that point.
Did you?
It put me off forever.
Well, it's
the last time I've ridden a
because
bike.
you get on again and you set off and
driving along like this.
Yeah, but I was 2 weeks late then to meet my wife in Mississippi. I was 2 weeks then late.
Oh.
Judith were already there waiting. So I got in contact with my friends. I told them I had accent. Don't tell Judith. She'll think it's normal being lost. I said, but I'm only in Mexico, which is not far. And she said, all right, we'll tell her. You're on your way. So I was only 2 weeks. I'll be about 3 weeks late before I got there.
So she was waiting for 3 weeks before you turned up?
Yeah. But it was all right. I mean, 3 weeks is not.
No.
You know, for me.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'd had Mullock, I'd have been more or less all right.
Yeah.
But with Mullock, it set me back a bit. But I could keep. Oh.
But you stayed. Did you fall off? I mean, statistically, over 400,000 kilometres, you're going to fall off one or two.
Oh, every day.
What, you fell off every day?
Oh yeah, I slide off every day.
Do you?
Oh yeah, it's like going from here over Pike to Blackstone Edge, where I go. But I'm only going slow. Though slide off again.
Yeah.
You know, not fast. So I'm block and tattled, pull it up with and stuff.
So you quite frequently were off your bike?
Oh yeah.
And you got a block and tackle to go?
I've got block and tattle, yeah.
Right.
It's an iron one.
It must be a heavy, it's a big bike anyway.
It's heavy when it's fully loaded. It's very heavy. Yeah. I was 2.5 hours under it in Ethiopia before some natives come and lifted it up.
Were you?
And 3 hours at Cape York, stuck underneath it. You can't get out. When that bugger comes off you, you're on it. It's dark. Worse is when you're in sand. You can't keep it, you know, you can't, when you're stuck, have you ever been stuck under a bike in sand?
No.
Well, when you're under it, you can't grip out, or you can't, because you're in sand, it just goes like that. you know, and you're knackered.
So you've been stuck underneath a bike 2 or 3 hours at a time?
2.5 hours in Ethiopia, 3 hour records in Cape York in Australia. Yeah.
But you typically fall off once a day.
Well, yeah, when I went mud and crap, but
Yeah.
it ain't bad. It didn't like going like down road at 30 miles an hour and sliding off. It's just boop, off again.
Yeah.
When you think, oh, I'm going to slide off here, so you get ready.
Yeah.
And you cannot have anything better than how I've set that bike up. You can't have it better. That's it. The bars and everything, and been on since the jiffy bags. I put them in 94, 5, and it's still the same. I had a metal box, but I had on, but I threw that away. But it wrote because I had it on in England, because I wasn't planning this trip, because they sent it out to South Africa. So I threw that away and put a plastic one on, and that's perfect. You don't want aluminium or all that. Mm-hmm. Plastic ones, and everything's original. Nothing's broken. I slide off all the time. Bend me bloody plastics a bit, but you just warm up with air dryer and tweak them straight away. Mm-hmm. And they're right.
Is it a fantastic motorbike then?
Perfect. That bike.
I mean, it is accredited to be the adventurer's motorbike.
You can't get any better. There's nothing. I used to get Land Rovers ready for Africa, and mend tractor stuff, make stuff, do everything. When I looked at that bike, that's it. Perfect. I haven't had to do much to modify it to make it good. And it's right. You know, there's nothing to damage on it, and it's bulletproof. It just runs. I mean, who would go from Khartoum to Wadi Alpha by themselves through the desert if they didn't have full confidence in a bike?
You've had 14 years. There's hardly anybody on the planet who's had a year of the kind of experience you've had for 14 years. Okay, there's some great travellers and people making television programmes about themselves and things. But what do you think has been the biggest changes in you in the last 14 years in the light of this immense experience you've had?
Biggest change? Getting older. I am now 14 years older than when I said, you wanted a sensible answer, weren't you?
Well, no, I thought, yeah, that's probably true. Yeah. But I mean, what's your perspective on the world and people, and how's it changed? Do you think people are better than you thought they were before? Do you think the world's a nicer place?
I didn't know how good they were in wilderness, but now I know they're perfect. There's that's the best place. Not wilderness or countryside. You can be countryside in England, Wales, Scotland, Isle of Man, anywhere. They're all right. Now, a lot of cities, a lot of good people, but then it attracts a lot of bad. So there's that element of bad in cities. You get out of the cities, they're all right, because they're all in the bloody cities at the baddies.
Yeah, and people just seem to get screwed over in the cities.
That's it, and they're on the guard all the time. Yeah. You know, where was I? I was in Bulgaria, walking down front, and you know where we come from. We always speak to sea out front. I mean, next to the sea, you know, like Blackpool up front, and we always speak to people. You know, good morning. You know, and that's it. And this man, I said, good morning, and the man, about my age. He said, do I know you? I said, I don't think so, no. He said, you're English? I said, yeah. I said, do you know I know you're English? He said, no. He said, because we don't greet people here. We walk past them and never say anything. He said, but I'm a university lecturer, and I was in a university in England, and that's the first time I ever saw people who were totally strangers, when they're passing, saying, good morning, or good afternoon. And he thought that was good. And he said, and I had a good talk to him. I said, well, we always say that. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. He said, which is good. And that's what you find in London, they won't do it, in big cities. But you get round Hebden or somebody walking, there's all the you and him on straight. Good morning, good morning. You know, and that's it.
It's nice to do so.
Yeah.
And we often talk about this. Some people just look miserable, but it's nicer and easier to do that than it's more difficult not to do it, isn't it? There's just the two of you walking past like that.
Yeah.
Just a nice bit of friendly courtesy.
That's it. Yeah. Hello. Yeah. And it's good. That's what was the question?
I don't know. What's the? I mean, there's so many places where it's like chalk and cheese.
Yeah.
What's the best place you've been to? What was the place which really amazed you because you didn't think, you thought it was a bit nondescript, but it absolutely blew you away?
I thought it might be all right. South Island of the New Zealand, for the quality of life, best place in the world to live.
Mm-hmm.
For the quality, not to make a lot of money, but to live and fetch your children up, and this, medical's good. People who don't really say, oh, you're all that way. You aren't far on an airplane to get back here. Have a sleep, get up, get off at Singapore, back on again. You're here. And there, and there's no trouble. The next best place is Rocky Mountains in Canada. That's all right. Banff, Jasper, Edmonton, Calgary, all the way around there, and over tops to Vancouver is good. I like that. It's a bit wilderness, but not too much. You can get in whatever you want.
What was the place that was most disappointing?
Blackshead. No. Most disappointing. Europe, not right keen.
Yeah.
Not keen. Too many traffic. Too built up. You leave one town, other town starts. No.
What about behind the Iron Curtain in the former Soviet Republic?
Perfect. Yeah.
Is Eastern Europe better than Western Europe, do you think?
Well, for me it is. Yeah. Czech Republic's good. Slovakia. Slovenia, perfect. That's another good place. Not far from here. Right, nice and tidy and organised. Biggest. Russia were all right. I could do with Russians. They're all right. That's all right. It's no. But that's for me. But other people who like shops and everything going on, Europe's full. It's just full. Holland, Belgium, France, Germany. Italy gets a bit same way. Italy. But I got to Sicily. Sicily were all right. They were loved here, and they were all right. I could just go and get lost all the time in Sicily.
What about Spain?
Spain's all right once you get out. Sierra Nevada's as good, and get up west of Madrid and up north. That's all right. Spain put in a lot of money into renovating the old castles and old buildings in towns. Not demolishing them like these Burks do here. Knock it down. They renovated old buildings and old houses in towns, and the castles are good. And just go wandering around. I like that. And that were in February when I was loping around. I mean, that's some snow in Madrid, but you soon got out of that. And I do that. I like that.
Africa is a massive continent, though, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's big. I like Africa. It's a bit of zip with it. If you're old on buffalo, not buffalo, water buffaloes, keep them out the road. They are in with Maasai in Masai Mara, and I give two lads a lift, and in Land Rover, and there were two water buffaloes. These were Maasai warriors, lads. They said they were out to kill a lion for their manhood. I said, all right, lads, get it. They wanted a lift. I said, get it back. I said, where are you going? We don't know. I said, that's good. Come with me. I don't either. So we went, and there were some water buffaloes. So I packed me on. They won't get out the road. So I thought, I don't want to hit these because it might knack a radiator. So I'm trying to get out. No. I said, what's up? Shift these old cows. Oh, no. And they're more frightened of the water buffalo than the lion. And apparently, water buffalo just eye contacts you, and it follows you everywhere. It follows you. It'll just have you. And I'll get going up to kick their ass to get them out the road. These are kind of just like cows with big horns and a plate on, aren't they? But these Maasai lads said, no. We had a good time with them. But it's good as Africa. I know I've been lucky because I've been camping a lot by myself up and down, and there's been lots of wildlife about me. And I'm talking to one game hunter. Well, he used to be a big game hunter, but now he's a guide because he knows where all is. And he says, because I'm by myself in a tent, I've seen as much wild animals as he has. Because no smoking. I right like these people who smoke, who go hunting, because animals 2 miles away can smell them and they're off. So these all with fags going, but telescopic sights and shoot out. They don't know what it is, but they'll shoot it. But animals are away because they smoke. Because I'm by myself, no music, no smoking, nothing, not talking, I can see wild animals all over.
And you do get to see a lot of wild animals.
I've seen them all. Oh, aye.
Well, you did. I remember hearing, or you telling me when you returned before, that I think you'd got a video camera. I think you got a video camera.
Yeah.
With you, and you didn't realise it was you thought it was like the old cine cameras.
Yeah.
And you didn't realise it did sound recording, and you were doing a bit of a commentary and making personal remarks about how well this elephant was hung and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't know where that video is. I looked for that. Yeah. Well, I went up to Big Blacken. You see, I know an out. I come from Blackshire. I know an out. And hello, what's this little one called?
Elliot.
Hello, Elliot.
Hi.
Hi. He's getting old, isn't he, Elliot? 11. And I thought, well, it must be like 4 or 5 ton, this here elephant, and I'm only like 17 stone. I can run a lot faster than that. So I used to go right up to him and look at him, and then they got a bit snorty and kicking the legs around like a cow that's going to get mad.
Yeah.
I thought, oh, I'd get
So how close?
Oh. Twice length of this place.
Really?
Yeah. I got right up to him, and then I used to leave bike running, but it would point it the wrong way because I was pointing that way. I had to turn around. Anyway, but an elephant can run faster than a human. On a shot. So that didn't end there. When I'm in Alaska, I whip bears because I don't tell people there's any bears around because I'll shoot them. So there were 2 next to my tent, like for a few days. And then I got talking to someone when I come down south, when I couldn't get to Magadan on the aeroplane for Aeroflot, I came down at Rockies Down because when I stopped there winter then. And I told somebody there's some bears, and a bear can run faster than a racehorse over a short distance. I thought, bloody hell, I was a bit lucky because I've been right up to him photographing him. And buffalo, been right up to them because they're like big cows, aren't they, with no back end on them, just right narrow. But I think a lot of it is luck, and a lot of it is not putting any fear out. You know, and just leaving them alone. You know, I don't go up to them. You know, just walk around them and stuff.
Yeah.
If I'm photographing them, I say to them, I'm not photographing you on that tree there, the wild animals. And they all seem to understand English.
Right. I mean, what about Australia? Australia's it's got like more deadly spiders and snakes than anywhere else. I mean, you're in a tent. I mean, most people just sort of cringe at the prospect of
Oh yeah, well, you always zip it up, because snakes get in your sleeping bag with you.
Right.
But I fart a lot, so I think that'll deter them. It's like a skunk, you know. They'll get near my tent because I had beans a lot, you see, and they'll and then the snakes will be off. So they don't come in. Yeah, you have to watch them. I had a close news up Cape York with my tent. I knew there was something rumbling around at night, and the next day, because I went beach, and you could see where crocodiles had been sliding up remember that way, sliding down into water. But that's a golden rule: never get out of your tent in the dark. Once you're in that tent, you stay in there till at least 2 hours after daybreak. If you want to pee, do it in a bottle in your tent. Don't go out, because that's when animals will have you. Most animals will not go in a tent after you. A sick animal will go in a tent. Don't know why, but that's it. Bears will go in a tent if you have food in. but I never had the damn food. Yeah, and if I did, I'd put it up a tree. But when I were in Canada with bears, in Alaska, there were an old wagon, chassis cab, so I put my food in cab, and they were alright, they didn't go in there. But I know they can be powerful, they can smash your windows in a vehicle or out, can bear. But I don't go tormenting them and looking for them out, you know, just if they're there, that's it. If they aren't, that's that.
Didn't get chased off with any bears and crocodiles, or it just stays zipped up in your tent and you're okay.
Well, yeah, but I'm old, you see.
Yeah.
They want something young, don't they?
I did have a man-eating tiger prowling round a tent once.
Did you?
Yeah, in Nepal.
Well, I was looking for
was
bloody
good.
tigers. They shot them all in Russia. I can't find one.
They used to have a lot of tigers in Russia.
There still is now, but I couldn't find them. Yeah, they're all over west. This is Russia. I thought Siberia, but they said Siberia's middle and mid. This is over this bit. It's called Russian Far East.
Right.
Now, Russian Far East is some. I didn't find out where they were till I got too bloody far. I might have rooted them out this next trip. But these here, I tell you what I saw in Novosibirsk in zoo. A lion crossed a tiger.
Really?
Yeah, a lion crossed a tiger. Right, strange animal. It's sterile, you know, like a mule, like a donkey cross a horse is a mule, and it's sterile. Same with these, but strange looking damn thing.
Yeah.
You know, they've bred it on purpose. You know.
Yeah. Would it have made a nice rug?
No, it looked a bit mattery, a bit scabby.
Right.
You know, like a sheep that's not been sheared and been up. Over stood there by moor for 3 years, and it just come out in winter all knotted and manked up,
So it wasn't
full of maggots, and muck buttons all up back.
Muck buttons.
That's what they are. Yeah. I was crutching in Australia. Not crutching is.
What?
Crutching. You know what a crutcher is? When they get sheep, get all muck buttons on the back end, and they get maggots in. Before you go and shear them, you clear just that's crutch. You shear crutch and let all that stuff go away. Because when you have a fleece of wool, you get it graded on the worst piece. So if a bit of muck buttons are in, you get graded on that. All rest might be good. So it's always best to keep them clean. So that's a crutcher. It gets all muck buttons off.
Right. So you've done quite a few jobs while you've been travelling around.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Getting muck buttons off.
Muck buttons and mountain oysters in Australia. Them were good.
Mountain oysters.
Oysters, yeah. When you're castrating cows, you put all balls in a plastic bag, and then at night you have a barbecue.
And eat them.
Yeah.
Right.
They're right good.
Are they?
Blokes are alright, but women get a bit squeamish, you know, when you tell them what they're eating.
Right.
But farmers' wives normally know. But they're right good.
Right. What do they taste of?
Balls.
Do you thinly slice them and shallow fry them?
We just put them on as they are.
On a barbecue?
Yeah. It's called mountain oysters. Yeah.
I hope the bull's separated from them by this time.
Yeah. Yeah. It's right. Castrate them right old. You know, like in England, we used to put rubber rings on them when they're like young, and but there, I mean, it must set them back a week or two in growth when you feel as if you had yours cut off. I mean, you won't feel well, would you?
I'd be annoyed.
Yeah, for a few weeks.
I'd be annoyed if I'd be living.
Yeah, so that's they call them mountain oysters.
Oh, really?
The mountain oysters, that's what it is in Australia.
And are they a bit like oysters?
No, but it sounds alright. If you say you're having bulls' testicles, they might put it off. It's got mountain oysters. Oh. So
So what other strange food did you eat?
in Ethiopia, the worst, I could eat anything. In Ethiopia, they've got enduro, and it's made on back streets, and it's crap. And then it's everything they throw it in and cook it up, and then they sell it to cafes, and cafes keep it in back, and it's full of flies, and then you order some, and they cut a lump off. It's like jelly crap stuff. Warm it up, nearly warm, and give you that. And it's very good if you're constipated. Have some of that, you'll be able to shite through IV 100 yard with some of that down, yeah. Ooh, it is powerful. Or if you're on a yacht and there's no wind. But you know, you'll have one plate of that be full. But the rest of the stuff around Wales, perfect. Yeah, good.
Yeah. Is there anything else you think we ought to talk about?
Sex. No, no, I don't have any.
Nor do I. You actually get to my age.
What shall we talk about? Well, we could go on about this television programme we're going to do, Howard.
Yeah.
It's a series.
Yeah.
It'll be something like The Goon Show.
Right.
But true.
And do you think America ought to take it up? Do you think
They will do. Oh, they're champing at bit.
Really?
Oh, yeah. There's a bloke want to do a book on me over there. Off some brass. Says, no, I'm not finished yet, and I want to do it my way. And but I think English, you know, because it goes out all over, if they can, you know, and it's just, you know, it's a phoning business. And what's it cost? I can pay you about a tenner a week and me like £8. Well, then they got it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a low overhead production, isn't it?
You get on these panel games when they win millions and thousands and stuff, and got these here celebrities and all that lot, and you know, if we did rate well, we could be on this here dancing do.
Yeah.
Couldn't we?
Yeah.
How?
Yeah.
On heist.
Well, you could be on. I'm a celebrity. Get me out of here.
Well,
it's look. That's easy to eat one of them.
Yeah. Well, I've eaten widgery bugs like maggots in Australia. Oh, this is a laugh. We're still on.
Yeah.
So I'm in Uganda. No food. Run right out. Been up to look at bloody grillers, and it got late at night, and I think, I'm bloody hungry. So I got some water. I got it going. And I thought, whatever. So I washed everything in my pan, old green bread, old stuff that's everything. And then I'm stirring it up a bit dark, until it bubbled. When it's bubbled, you know it's boiling. I thought, well, everything will be all right in here. So then let it cool down and I eat out of it. And I'm eating, and I thought, I can't remember putting lumps of meat in like that, but it's all right. What's that? I took it out. Bloody hell, what's that? Okay, they were bloody grasshoppers jumping
in, attracted by the heat.
into my pan or eating them. But what I've been told after, they're good to eat, but you should take the wings off them and then eat them. But I was eating a whole lot. But I didn't know harm. It was better that than you were in Ethiopia. I mean, that were in Uganda. Beautiful in Uganda, in mountains. And now we're on Lake Victoria. Parked my bike up, got a canoe and off like bloody Wi-Fi home and camped on an island.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's good.
So when's you got a plan to collect a Land Rover from Portugal or something?
Yeah. When I've got just everything sorted out, I'm off to Portugal. But that won't take me a few months to get back. Well, it won't take me long to get there. It's coming back, this trouble, because I get carried away a lot.
Yeah. Are you going to fly up there and then just drive it back?
Yeah, but I've people all over. They know what I'm up to. Oh, we would like to see you in Ukraine, in Sevastopol, Ian. We'd like to see you again in Sicily. And all over in Port, you know, all over the damn place. Well, I'd be like this.
So when's your plans to go back to Russia and
Well,
Korea?
at the end of May, I think, because I want to get before it starts snowing. You know, by the time and I don't know where I'm going after Korea. You know, I tell you what I think I should do, and I Triumph. They're so far up their arse, I forgot what damn daylight looks like. I sent an email to them because when I'm going around the country, the world, people who have a Triumph all come to me because I'm English and showing the Triumph bikes. And I'll say, oh yeah, very good, yeah, all right, yeah, that's good, yeah, very good. I said, Triumph, yeah, good, because I'm English. So I thought, on my next trip around the world, I'll help Triumph. I'll ride around on a Triumph. So I sent a message to Triumph people saying, googly in quotes, I'm not a crackpot, fully, and I'm going to go out world again, and I'd like to do it on a Triumph, because I'm British and it'd help the Triumph. What did I get back? We are fully committed this year, and next year we cannot help you. I never asked them for any help. I told them I'd like to do it on a Triumph. And they come back with a stupid... I thought, how narrow-minded can they be? If they give me a new Triumph, if they had any sense at all, they'd say, look, we'll give you a new Triumph, but we would like you to go to the main dealer in every big city and every town, in every country you go to, and tell them that you're going, and 2 weeks before you do go, let them know and get all the customers there, and you're on a Triumph and you can tell them all about it. I'm a mechanic. If anything's going to go wrong, I can keep it going, most likely, and get to a Triumph garage and say, look, I don't want to break down on the road because the world's looking at me. This one's doing. And to come back with something like that, we're fully committed this year and next. And I never even asked him. I just said, I'd like to do it on Triumph. I never asked him to give me one. So I thought, blow them into touch.
That's a shame, isn't it?
Ain't that stupid?
Whoever sent that message back should be fully committed forever.
He should go working for BBC.
Yes. As Director General.
Shouldn't they?
Yeah.
You know, completely. I mean, all they have to do is look on that Google. Every country in the world who I've been in, I'm on television a few times, magazines a few times, still on radio all around the world, all the time.
Yeah.
And if I'd say I'm doing it on a Triumph, what model it is, and everything's all right.
Yeah. It would be a tremendous opportunity for them. Yeah. Give you all the gears, all the gear with all the logos.
And I could talk, and I could tell the truth. I say, well, look, this is all right, or this isn't all right. Or when they're doing it, I'd like to get it ready myself, but use as much Triumph bit as I can, or English, made in England bits. And if I think that's no good, but that'd be all right, use that, and help the British economy, and they'd and it'd be free. Be free. They're paying thousands for advertisement when it'd be free and television's all over.
Yeah.
They were waiting for me in big towns across Russia. I don't know if they knew I was coming. They were waiting for me with television. You know, and Triumph could have had all that for nothing.
It'd be a tremendous opportunity for Triumph, or the likes of Triumph.
It would, wouldn't
it?
Would. Yeah.
Because it always seems to me rather, if shameful's not too strong a word, shameful that Honda didn't provide a bit more help and support than they could. Because I know when you were stuck for parts in Alaska or somewhere, I tried to get onto Honda UK and Honda USA, and it was just exactly the same.
Nothing
from them.
The only old when I was in Czech Republic doing free mechanic on this old London knackered bus for the deaf and dumb people, helping them. And then I got an email from a biker in Sicily. He's saying that he'd like to meet me. I thought, well, there's no, I'll go down. But winter, so I popped down to Italy. Now, Honda Italy got wind of this, that I'm going from Czech Republic in the winter to Sicily to see some bikers. And Honda Italy said we would be very honoured if you would call in and see us in Rome. So I went to see him in Rome, and they wanted me to stop a few days, and I had my eye on the lawn, because it's a beautiful lawn cut, and security, and I said, well, where can I sleep? Can I put my tent up on the lawn? Here. You know, I'll be all right. Oh, no. I thought, bloody hell, you're in a big hotel. I said, can't afford a big hotel. Oh, no, we pay. So 2 days, 2 nights, 3 days, I'm in a big hotel. They got a man from Japan, one Edmund from Japan for Honda Europe were there. He signed his name on my bike. And they couldn't do enough for me. Now, I don't scrounge. And they said, what can you offer your bike? The workshop here, whatever you want for your bike. And I said, I said, I could do a headlight relay. I've had no headlights for 3 weeks. I've only got side lights. It's a bit bad at dark. He said, but is that all? I said, yeah. You only want a headlight relay? Yeah. On your motorbike? I said, perfect, Honda. So I wasn't saying I want everything, like a lot of people, what do I want this, new tyres, just that. So I got an headlight relay. And whilst I was there, I bought some disc pads off another Honda garage, but I paid for them. I didn't go scrounging to Honda saying, oh, I want some disc pads. Paid for everything myself. But Honda was so pleased with me. Then when I got to Portugal, they were all over me, Honda Portugal, and they said, I got to there, and there were photographs with them. What can we do for you? What do you want? And I said, well, really, I could do an oil filter. Oh, we will change oil in the workshop, an oil filter. No, I change it myself. I said, I just want oil filter, that's all. I could buy me oil anywhere. So he said, all you want? I said, yeah. So, because I don't scrounge off them, all I want's oil filter. So yeah, you have an oil filter. And then when I got to Spain, they were the biggest one. They were all off of me. Because I did this, what cry is it?
What time is it? 5:15.
I'm running my wife home at 5 o'clock.
Oh yeah.
I'm in doghouse. But she knows where I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still not running her own, is it?
But she knows where I am. I'm in England. Well, carry on. So I went to see them, Honda, and in Madrid. No, Barcelona. And they were all over me. I gave them a talk and everything. And they wanted to see me again, and they couldn't do enough for me. And I was with my bike, and they looked at my bike, and they said, "Oh, your chain needs adjusting." I said, "No, it doesn't." Said, "Yes, it does." I said, "No, it's knackered. It won't adjust it." I said, "It's fully adjusted. It won't go further back." I said, "Well, I've only got to get to Blackshire to England. It'll be all right." I said, "Look at sprockets." I said, "It's like a sixpence. It's round." "Oh yeah, no teeth." I said, "No, it's like bloody me." And he said, "Oh, you want new sprockets and teeth?" "Well, yeah, I could do." "Okay. Anything else?" I said, "Well, plugs have been in like 50,000 miles. I said, it's about time I normally take them out and re-gap them, but if I had four new ones, I'd put them in." "Oh, so you want new chain and sprockets?" "Yeah, we give you them." I said, "Okay." He said, "When we get them, you come." I said, "Okay." So I got them. They rung me up and I went. I said, "Okay, you take to the workshop, they will fit them." I said, "Oh no, I'll fit them." "Oh, will you fit them?" I said, No. I fit them." "No, your workshop, it's okay." "Are you sure?" I said, "Yeah." So, cause it's easier for them. I said, "Okay, thank you." So they give me two new sprockets, front and back, and a chain and 4 plugs. And that, I could have had a lot, but I said, "That's all right. Your tyres are not good." I said, "They're all right to get back to England with them." You know, so I don't scrounge off them. And they respect that. Honda Spain wants me to call in again to them. And I bet if I lived in Spain, they'd find me a bike. Not Africa Twin, they don't do it, but someone else. But these silly Triumph people, I just could not. I mean, I was a bit taken back when they said, "We're fully committed, we cannot tell, we're fully committed in 2012 and 2013. I said, "All right, to do it, and I didn't ask them for one." And if I had asked them for one, and they've had any sense at all, and they looked at Google and seen all, and YouTube and seen all where I am, and Ebden Bridge Web and seen, and consulted Motorcycle News. They only need to consult Motorcycle News. Do you know Ian Coates, man who's world on a motorbike? They told, "Yeah, we know all about him."
How much? What's the retail price for the kind of Triumph motorcycle you'd like to go?
I don't know. I don't think it's much. I don't know. I don't know.
6 or 8, something like that.
He's good with his feet, isn't he? He's very nimble.
Yeah.
I should think 8,000.
Yeah.
It's nothing.
Yeah.
One advert had cost that.
Well, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
It's the same. It's probably costing that for a couple of page ads.
Yeah.
In one of the many magazines they'll do.
Yeah.
And you look how much more bang for their buck they can get out of the PR mileage from that.
Yeah.
And running the story and a bit of a blog on the website is exactly the sort of content any marketeer should be dreaming of.
Yeah. Well, if I did this abroad. Shh. If this had done this abroad and had been in the pipeline, I could have said, "Right, I've been to the motorbike show at Manchester. There were Triumphs there. If they had done, they should have said, when you get to Manchester, come to our stand. And we will have the bike that you want, or we think's good, there. And I could be an Africa Twin somewhere else. But the television came and did me there. And they could have had all three saying, yes, this is the bike I'm going to go on my next trip. The Triumph, I think it's going to be all right and all that. They had all, that'd been £8,000 straight away in advertisement. Plus motorcycle news that I'm going to go down to, they could have one waiting there. Plus when I was at Yorkshire Television, I could have mentioned, yes, on the next bike I'm going to...
Yeah, there you go. Triumph across your sweatshirt, Triumph on your cap, all that.
I thought, I bet if the marketing manager, the head man, knew this, he'd sack that bloke. It's what you idiot. What are you letting this go for? You know, this
I suppose they get dozens of requests a day.
Yes, but not
You've
one.
got to be able to read through.
But not one who's been 14 years.
No.
They'll get requests on people who's going to do it.
Yeah.
Like I'm better off than like something that I am going to do. What I have done. I've already done it 14 years. Right, I've been at newspapers, which is a lot better than something, I am going to do this, I am going to do that. You know, and on the same bike, 91. You know, so I bet if the marketing director of Triumph got the whiff of this, he'd be onto me like a shot if he's any sense. Because we're talking thousands of bikes that sell more around the world. And me visiting, I sold 11 brand new Triumph, Honda in New Zealand were good to me, like New Zealand Workshop. I sold 11 brand new bikes that I know of, most likely a lot more. In Costa Rica, I sold 7 straight away. Now that's a lot. You know, now if Triumph had that, if I were on a Triumph, and I were going to this agent and that agent, they'd come flocking. Not because I'm on a Triumph as well, but because who I am and what I've done. And I'm on a Triumph, and they could say, is it all right? Yeah. You know, I think it's very narrow-minded, but if I ever could get to know or get in touch with the marketing director for Triumph, and just pointed out who I am and what I've done and what I'm going to do, and all the publicity I've got. A big box, twice as big as that, full of newspapers around the world, all with a bike on. Can you imagine that with Triumph on? Because they tell Triumphs all around the world. You know. Silly, yeah. So that's it, but that's theirs. You know, I'm not going begging to them.
Yeah.
I sent to one.
So otherwise, you're going to buy a new second-hand Honda Africa, one that's
Africa Twin.
a lower mileage one.
What one's had a more gentler life than mine. Until I get hold of it. But I mean, mine will do it again. But I don't want to have an accident or it gets stolen, because I know when I'm living or when I'm dead, they'll make a film, and wouldn't it be good to have the original bike? And every bit of clothing that I've replaced, I've sent it home. All my old clothes are at home. My old boots.
Really?
Everything. My old boots I had to put duct tape round. A bloke bought me some in Rocky Mountains. He looked at me in my boots and he says, what's them round for? I said, because they're knackered. And he took them off and they just flop out. So I put them on and put duct tape round. But it's a right bind every time I want to take them off. Yeah. And then on tyres, on bottom I have tyres cut and put tyres on for soles. And he bought me a brand new pair of boots. And I've still got them now. That were in Canmore, in Rocky Mountains. This man was an ex-London bobby sergeant. And you know when there were bombs in London, did they blow horses up or something
like that rings a bell. Yeah. There was a bus that got
horses got blown up in it. He was going to the accident, and you know you had to go across traffic lights. They wouldn't let him go. Somebody balked him in, and he couldn't get. So we were a minute late in getting there. There were 2 bombs they let off. They put one off, and everybody went. And then they blew it up again.
Right.
He'd have been killed.
Grief.
What he did, he resigned that day.
Really?
Resigned that day, that's it. Got bed and breakfast place in there. He works on ski lifts. That one near enough for me. Up there, he loves it in Canmore. Just in mountains and stuff, you know, nice bed and breakfast, looks up at mountains, beautiful, fresh air.
Yeah.
Earns a bit of brass on ski lifts and on ski things in winter. I mean, that's what life's about, isn't it? You know, that's it. So he bought me boots, and I've still got all boots at home. You know, so it's.
So you just parcelled everything up and kept sending stuff back with you all the time?
Cost a lot of money, but everything's there.
Yeah.
All these newspapers I got, all there.
Yeah.
All presents I've get are all there.
Yeah.
Everything's there. All in houses, it'll fill a room like this with everything. You see, which is good.
Yeah.
Like you say, Howard, I haven't been for 5 or 6 years, which would be a lot. 14.
I know.
You know, and it isn't someone who can go and break it. Oh, I'm going to break that record this week. To break the record, they have to do 15 years.
Well, you set all the parameters on the whole thing anyway.
Yeah.
There's nobody who can really
do that
anything
15 years.
No.
No. You know, and it's hell of a thing. I mean, just by yourself and no backup and no. If there are two people together, it helps when you fall off. They can pick you up or help you up here or river crossings. But just me, I'm crossing rivers with bloody crocodiles in and hippos. And what I do for a start, I park my bike up and walk across them. No matter what river's like, I must walk it. And then come back, 9 times 10 is perfect. But sometimes there's big holes or big rocks or a bit bad. And there's crocs. So I always pick some stones up. I'm going to bloody kill a croc with a bloody stone. But I have a stick as well so I can prod. So I can prod a croc out the road. But I have to take everything off sometime when it's bad. And ride across. And I might not be able to get out there. I might have to go half a mile that way or half a mile down that way before I can get up. Because all rivers aren't flat. You slide down into them and you've got to go up out of them. And then I make 3 journeys back for all my luggage. With bloody crocs and everything else in bloody snakes. And then put them on and there's only me. It's like on news sometimes, there's somebody walking across back. Oh, sorry. So there's only me, so that's what I have to do.
Yeah.
You know, no backup cameraman or all that. Just that's it.
Yeah.
No other mate or all that.
It's an incredible situation to put yourself in for so long.
Yeah. I mean, these water crossings. Sometimes I have to say this is some wood. Say I have to get across there and it's bloody going fast as this water. Christ, how am I going to get there? Because it just fetches you out. So, oh Christ. So I walk across and I think,
what's the deepest you could take your
but
bag?
that deep. But if it's flowing fast, you be careful. If it's only slow, it isn't so bad. But if it's that.
And flowing fast, that's a tremendous force.
So you think, well, I've only can get out there, over there. And I throw something like a lump of wood, and I think, bloody hell, that's going quick. So I estimated, to get there, I have to go there. And I'm going across. Good feet work. And I have to estimate, Howard, that if I go like that,
Like a tack.
by the time I get out, I'm there.
Yeah.
And that's what I do.
I swam across the Nile once, I had to do that.
Did you? You cross Nile?
Yeah.
Yeah, little tinker, aren't you? Hey.
Well, I'm mediocre holidays by comparison to you, but I try and chuck in a bit of daft stuff.
Nile's bad, though.
It is.
It's very, very polluted.
Oh yeah, it is.
When I was coming through Nile, there were a lot of cows bloat on the bank. They'd gone in and blown up.
Yeah.
And there was something water further down,
Yeah.
washing.
I know.
And they just left these dead cows.
I know.
And I would ring
Well,
them.
that's what they say. What we're going to do? Well, we joked at the time. What we're going to do with this cow now that it's dead? Well, we'll throw it in the Nile with the others.
Yeah, wash it down.
Yeah. And there's crocodiles too, but they're only little ones. They can only snap a finger off.
Oh well, or your
that's how you got a bone in it.
Well, where your cricket box, where cricket put the box.
I didn't think to take it with me.
Didn't you? Oh. Didn't you need your Nile? No. Oh, hellfire, Nile. Yeah, it can be rough, can't it, down Nile? Yeah. That's another story. That'll go for about 5 weeks. I could tell you about coming down through Africa, through Egypt.
Really?
That'd be a 5 week or 6 week.
Really?
On telly, yeah. That. God, that did have a good do.
Really?
Yeah.
Go on, give us a taster.
When I got to Aswan, they wanted me to. It's really strange. I couldn't register my private bike, but I could take it out. I could take it away, but I couldn't ride it through Egypt. But I could take it. So, bloody strange this. So I found a good hotel where I could park my bike and secure. And then there were some derelict blocks of buildings, right, like flats. So I put my tent on top of one of them, left my bike at good hotel for three days. Because nobody would walk up it, there were cats and dogs and Christ knows what all over. And I went right to the top, a beautiful view over Aswan. Beautiful. And so I stopped there. Then I got it. After 3 days, I got it on road, and I put their number plates on. And bloke says to me, right. He didn't talk that hard, but that's what he said. And he said, tomorrow you'll be here 8 o'clock. We set off 9 o'clock for Luxor. Okay. I said, but I don't go in convoys. I ran myself. No. Too dangerous, terrorists. You must go here. Not allowed. Oh, Christ. So next morning, I'm there, 8 o'clock. I thought, this is bloody dodgy. They had a street. They were blocked off at that end. Derelict blocks of flats up each side. And you came in from back. And I thought, if I were a terrorist, this is perfect. 2 buses all here, 2 hire cars, people. I said, it's perfect. They've got them here. They could one boom lot out. So this is bloody dodgy. So we set off going to Luxor, and they had military up front and telling everybody they were military, flags and beep, 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 and sent back. So I hung right at back, and I thought, all the time, if a terrorist round all these mountains and houses, they could plonk it all off. So we got to Luxor, and he said, okay, right, tomorrow, here, 8 o'clock, we set off 9 o'clock to Cairo. You must be here, 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock, yes, we set off at 9, must be here. Okay. So 7 o'clock I set off. I thought, I'm not going with these. So I set off, and every time I got to a checkpoint, I slowed boom, boom, boom. Away. I went all the way down. And then I got to one place and there were a lot of tour buses parked, and I was thirsty, I wanted some water. So I pulled off across the road into them, and everybody come looking at me, 1 or 2, and they were speaking English. I said, all right, yeah, where you come from? I said, Cape Town. Cape Town? I said, yeah, Africa, the bottom. He said, where are you going? I said, Blackshore Head, Hebden Bridge. Yorkshire, England. What, this? Yeah, I'm taking it on, it's what it took me about 9 months to get here. From Cape Town. I said, yeah. Oh, I said, oh, what are you doing here? Oh, he said, there's a convoy coming up from Aswan, and they change here. We are going to Aswan, and the convoy that comes up takes us back to Aswan. The convoy that's fetched us from Cairo takes the convoy that's coming up to Cairo. Oh, that's a fucking convoy I should be on. I said, okay then, I must go now. And off I went. And I went to Black Sea then, loafing about on Black Sea on there. And every time we had checkpoints, I used to go.
Red Sea.
Is it Red Sea?
Red Sea.
It's Red Sea. Black Sea, what other sea?
Yeah.
I see. And so I went down and cut my thumb. Because I had their number plates on the back. They thought I was one of them, with my head on. If I just had a turban on, I'd have been right. So I went all through Egypt.
Wow.
Well, no, I didn't know convoy, only the first day.
Yeah, yeah. Look, I'm worried, getting worried about Judith now.
Why?
Well, I think we. Is there anything else we need to cover this time?
I've been late for 15 years.
Yeah.
Another day won't be anything. No, she knows where I am.
Does anybody want anything to drink?
I'll have a gin and tonic, love. No.
I can give you a gin and tonic if you want.
And that's what
Well,
most
I think
people
I
have.
can.
No, are we still on? That's what they have in Africa. And do you know why they have gin and tonic in
Because
Africa?
it's nice.
Quinine in the tonic.
Correct.
Yeah.
And what does that keep out?
Malaria.
Correct.
But the trace amount that's in tonic water,
A bit excuse.
it is.
It's
yeah.
a good
There's
excuse.
nothing
I
like
it.
if you had 200 gin and tonics a day, you might just have enough quinine to do it.
Yeah, but
It's an excuse.
Yeah.
Hey,
No.
200 gin and
Gin and
tonic.
tonic. Well, I'd be legless.